Hello and welcome to the world now. The federal government has reacted to the demolition of Nigerian Commission officers' quarters in Ghana by unknown men. The Minister of Foreign Affairs on his Twitter handle condemned the act, says Nigerian government is engaging the Ghanaian government on the dastardly act. He demands urgent actions in finding the perpetrators and ensuring protection of all Nigerians in Ghana. This is what played out at the Commission quarters. The demolition of the Nigerian High Commission officers' residence is an action that could spark diplomatic tussle. According to foreign policies, Ghana is supposed to protect properties including residences of other countries within their domain. This is not the first time Ghanaians have been violent to Nigerians. Nigerian traders in Ghana have also complained of their properties being destroyed several times. Our publisher Inside Watch Africa, Oluwaseyi Adeyemo, joins me on the news to discuss this. Shay, thank you very much for joining us. Now, looking at the situation, how do you think the government should handle this?
It's a diplomatic issue. It's unfortunate that this is happening because, for whatever it's worth, that what you call the Vienna Convention on Diplomacy, you cannot enter the residence or house of a represented country without the permission of that house. So this shouldn't happen at all. And the fact that it has happened means that there's a need for us to be up to our games in West Africa, particularly because this is a very dangerous development. It is assumed that this is an attack on Nigeria regarded in the diplomatic purpose.
Well, looking at what has happened in the past between Nigerians and Ghanaians, now there has also been complaints of the lackluster attitude of Ghanaian police. Do you see the diplomatic row coming up in all of this?
First, I like to differentiate what happens to the traders to what happens to the Nigerian house. What has happened to the Nigerian house shouldn't have happened at all. For the traders, for me, it's important that we define relationship and be careful whenever we go into other people's country. We conduct ourselves in a way that we do not have issues with them, such that host countries will not pounce on us. I'm not saying that it is right for Ghanaians to pounce on Nigerian traders, but you see, there are two issues here. The traders, could probably have done something to have warranted that. But whatever must have been done in the Nigerian house, the Ghanaians do not have a right to go into the Nigerian house like we cannot go into the Ghanaian house in Nigeria because it is considered an attack on the whole country. So those are things, and it's critical that we are very careful the way we relate to ourselves because such act could elicit anything. This is a very difficult time for all countries in the world, and people should be careful the way they relate to their neighbors, particularly a neighbor that has the kind of history we have with Ghana. It is considered all over the world that Nigerian and Ghanaians are siblings. So this for me is a very, very unfortunate development that ought not to have happened. I pray that it is dealt with very appropriate.
Shay, in all of this, it is quite instructive that a bulldozer was used to demolish the structure. Looking at all of this, there has been a lapse in security there, like the video we're watching right now. A bulldozer was used in demolishing this structure. And I'm sure there's going to be a meeting between Nigeria and Ghana High Commission, of course, Ghanaian government as well. So how do you see all of this panning out? What do you think the Ghanaian government should do at this point?
I hate to say this, but sometimes it is the way we lay our beds that we lie on it. Sometimes it is the way we conduct ourselves as a people, as a government. That is why any country would want to take this kind of risk. It's unfortunate that our development or the way we're related to people all over the world has gotten to the point that people will have the effrontery to come into our mission house, to destroy it, not in America, but in Ghana. That for me, as a Nigerian, I see it as something that we need to look in-house in the way we conduct ourselves. We cannot give the impression to the rest of the world that we're people that people can just walk up to and do anything with. I think it is something, an in-house cleaning is required of us. It is obvious that the way we conduct ourselves to the rest of the world is not the appropriate way. We cannot allow the world to treat us like this. Not in West Africa. Nigeria is the giant of West Africa. I don't understand how whatever we might have done will have degenerated to a point that a bulldozer was brought into the house. I hear that there's a owner of the property who said that this property belongs to him and that Nigeria had encroached. Whatever must have happened, this definitely is not the way to go about it. You cannot go into any mission, no matter how small the country is, with a bulldozer to pull down any form of structure.
Sorry for stopping you there. Now, from what you have said, the source, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs laid a complaint about this particular person who came with documents claiming that he is the owner of the property where the house was on. But the Nigerian High Commission had also petitioned the Ghanaian government about it. But nothing was done about the situation. And so the man brought up a bulldozer to demolish the whole building. Now, do you think he should be arrested or what?
No, so it's a diplomatic view. It's country to country. So it depends on how aggressive and up to speed that we are as a country. I mean, this will show how we're able to play our game in the diplomatic setting. So you cannot go into their country and arrest their people. You can only impress it on the nation for them to do what is right. So it's what language are you going to use? In what way? How serious? How committed are you into the way you pursue this will determine what happened next. So, these are the kind of things that test the way we conduct ourselves in the international palace. And those are the kind of things we have been saying. Governance is a lot of work. This is part of test of our character, of our stature as a people. Who are we? This is a question on that.
All right, so in all of this now, how do you see this panning out to avoid a diplomatic row?
No, I mean, obviously, I like the fact that the Minister of Foreign Affairs have, tweeted. I imagine that official letter will have gone out. And like I said, it will have to pursue it to the highest level and make sure that everything that needs to be done, and it needs to be done with a lot of aggression, showing that we are very crossed. We're angry as a people. This is a slap on our face. And on the Vienna Treaty, it's a 1961 treaty in Vienna, signed, and this deals with every country in the world. So there is a laid down procedure that they need to pursue to make sure that whoever has done this, and as a country, they know that they have done wrong, because it means that they cannot govern their people. That is why they have done such things. Their people do not even understand what to be done or not what to be done, because you cannot. It is not possible. You can't go into in another country's house to demolish it. You're like demolishing Nigeria there. So this is something that needs to be taken very seriously and at the highest level. The president must be involved, and everything that needs to be done so that we can send proper signals to the rest of the world. Because this is not something you treat with kid gloves. You cannot sweep this kind of issue under the carpet. So they can do it with market people. They cannot do it in the Nigerian house. It cannot happen.
Okay, so in the meantime, when the Nigerian government and the Ghanaian government will sit down and discuss this with an amicable solution, how do you think Nigerians in Ghana should handle this? Of course, there will be widespread fears of Nigerians there, and rightfully so, because of this situation.
First of all, I imagine that Nigerians are very responsible people and they need to conduct themselves very well. We are not interested in any civil war or any kind of war at this time. We cannot afford it. I mean, we should not forget the fact that the whole world is going through the COVID-19 right now, and it's not the time to start any war. But what I'm saying is, as we conduct ourselves, it is precluded on government, the foreign ministry particularly, to stand up and do their work like they should do it. I mean, this is something, so certain things are done by government for the people. The Nigerians in Ghana expect Nigerian government to stand up for them. You cannot expect individual Nigerians to start to do anything as in their own defense. That in itself would, spiral into something we don't want to have. You have Ghanaians here. We don't want any of such thing. There shouldn't be war. This is not the time for it. Even the slightest quarrel is not encouraged at this time, because there's a lot of problem on the table that we need to deal with. But what I'm saying is the responsibility of the Nigerian government through its foreign affairs must be shown at this time. They must show that they know what they're doing and they understand their duty, and they will carry it out in the best of their knowledge.
Publisher Inside Watch Africa, Oluwaseyi Adeyemo, thank you very much for talking to us on this.